Hi, I'm Julia Geometry Gal. I'd like to talk to you about quadrilaterals. Well, to be a quadrilateral, the object must have four sides made up of line segments. That's it! This rectangle is an example of a quadrilateral. That reminds me of a great math joke. What do you call a crushed angle? A rectangle! Get it? Each one of these figures has four sides made up of line segments. And both are closed figures, so they're both quadrilaterals. But they look different, right? Well, there are many types of quadrilaterals, such as rectangles and trapezoids. But today, let's just talk about one of these types, the parallelogram. Parallelograms have opposite sides, parallel and congruent, just like this rectangle. It can also be a square or a rhombus. So how about a pop quiz? Does this shape have four sides, and are those sides line segments? Yes! And is the figure closed? You got it! So now we know this is a quadrilateral. So does this quadrilateral have opposite sides parallel and congruent and opposite angles? Yes! Good work! You passed my pop quiz. So now we know parallelograms must have opposite sides that are parallel and congruent, and opposite angles need to be congruent. Now that we know more about parallelograms, let's talk about rhombuses. This can be a bit tricky, because rhombuses look different than parallelograms, but they have similar properties. Let's take a look. Does this have four sides made of line segments? Yes! Does it still have opposite sides parallel and congruent? Yes! Does it have congruent angles? It sure does! So what's the difference between a parallelogram and a rhombus, you may ask? Well, a rhombus has all four sides congruent, not just two. Squares, rectangles, and rhombuses are all parallelograms, and we see parallelograms all over. Before our next lesson, do some research on the quadrilateral family tree. It helps me a lot. And take notes, because soon we'll be talking about special quadrilaterals. But I personally think they're all special.